I'm Konnor. I'm 19, and I've been going to the Bridge since about 7th grade, and I am helping start the young adults ministry.
Hey, I'm Jeremiah Wright. I'm 28 years old. I serve in Bridge Student Ministry, and I have a daughter that's in Bridge Kids.
I went to the Bridge for the first time. I came to a student night, and immediately just felt connected to everybody there, and realized that this was different than any other church that I had been to.
The group of guys that I got to serve, they were a very unique group of guys, and I got to share my story with them upon meeting them really quickly. I thought that I was signing up to, be this spiritual role model and mentor and help these kids grow into, these statues of faith, but it was really a lot of work God was doing in my heart throughout the journey as well.
Part of the reason that I kind of felt called to join young adults is really just out of need, I think. I felt right after I graduated high school, it was okay, what now?
It's really important that you're honest with yourself about your faith. Whenever I was 16, I wasn't honest with myself about my faith. I grew up in the church, so that's all I knew, so that's the hat that I wore. And it wasn't my faith, it was my family's faith and my church's faith. Especially in a culture where social media has the standard of if you're gonna post something, make it great. If you're gonna be a Christian, be a great Christian. Believe the things that you haven't sought out for yourself. Just say it because it looks good.
I think people come into their own faith through young adults specifically because it's their choice to go. Because I think it's really easy when you're living with your parents for them to make you go to students and you just go out of habit. After you graduate, you're kind of forced to go do it on your own. And so the people that don't actually want it, they don't. So if you're going, it's out of your own will and you're choosing to go and have community. So it kind of creates a really cool space because it's all people who want to be there.
Bridge Students and Bridge Kids is a space where they understand everyone has a different maturity, a level of maturity in their faith. And that takes cultivation, that takes people, and that takes community, that takes pastoring, shepherding, that takes dodgeball night, that takes kids coloring.
Don't forget about the next generation. Because I think a lot of times we can just focus on what's relevant to us in the moment. And I think really, investing in the next generation of leaders will equip them to keep spreading the gospel. Take Brooke Brierly and Jacob Stone, for example. They've grown up here at the Bridge in kids ministry and in students in middle school and high school. And now Jacob is hosting at students and Brooke is leading worship on Sundays. And it just goes to show that that next generation ministry is raising up those new leaders.
They're the ones that are next in line. And it's a handoff. One day I won't be here and Galilee will be here, my daughter. And if it wasn't for Bridge Kids, which she's in right now, learning about the gospel of Jesus Christ, then there wouldn't be that foundation to be built upon for her. Someone that I really trust and look up to told me, you have no idea the millions and millions of heartache and hard thoughts and painful feelings that Galilee will not have to go through because of you and your wife's leadership in her life, parenting her. And it instantly made me think of my mom, who's pouring into her, my sisters who are pouring into her, Bridge Kids leaders who are pouring into her, pastors and different staff members that I work with that when Galilee comes to the church and they pick her up and hug her or play with her, those people. It's that nurture and that environment and that culture of community that she gets to have, that she's blessed with, that is truly gonna shape her in the next 15 years. For those that are in the next generation, the ones that we're going to hand the baton off to in the next 10, 15 years, my prayer is that that their faith is truly theirs, that it's not just something that they add onto the list of groups that they affiliate themselves with, but that it would become their central identity, even before their race, even before their ethnicity, even before their parents' political party. The world is hard, the world's tough, but the way that we walk through those things is a lot of it's determined by, what do we stand on? And if we're embracing Christ, he never fails. He won't fail. He can't. Even when a marriage could fail, God still doesn't. Even when a pregnancy could fail, God still doesn't.
We only have a certain amount of years on this earth, and if we don't carry on the legacy that we're called to carry on, which is Christianity and the gospel, then I think we've failed as a generation.
Even when life hits hard and things aren't easy, like Job, we can say, "Blessed be the name of the Lord." And I think our church wants to give to the next generation so that way they can walk through those hard times with God, truly walking with God, even through the hardest times.
You're not directly like going out and making disciples by giving to this, but you are empowering people to pour into the next generation of disciples who are going to go to the nations.